Hi there. Welcome to InsideTracksStop.co.uk, the website that helps you to trade smarter. We do a lot of things. We do a newsletter, which you can subscribe to, get a free trial. We do a website which has lots of information on it, particularly things like track facts, which tells you about the pace and draw bias of all the tracks in the UK. We do a YouTube channel with more than 100 videos, which you can go and enjoy free and learn all the different aspects of trading on Betfair. However, and that's why you're here. We're on YouTube, and it's yet another subject which is close to my heart as a tipster and who runs a tipping service Inside Tracks. I'm asked almost by everyone who joins up, what makes you a good tipster? And having done it for quite some time, I just consider myself to be a good tipster. But clearly, the people who come and want to sign up to the service, they can't find enough winners on their own, and they're looking for help. And they're looking for help from where they can find it. And there's so many people out there claiming to be tipsters, amateurs, professionals, people who know what they're doing, people who don't know what they're doing. And it's quite difficult to actually say, well, which tipster should you follow? And so when I'm asking myself, which tipster should you follow and why should you follow me, I'm going to have to try and be objective about it. Of course, subjectively, I think I do a good job, but objectively, I have to prove that to those people who come to me. So that's what I'm going to try to do in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. So stick with me, and hopefully it will help you either decide to come and join us or go and find another person to follow. And I don't really mind. This is for you to use as you see fit. So I decided, well, okay, what criteria should we use to objectively judge who is a good tipster? What could you say? Well, this person says he's a good tipster, right? Let's just judge. Does he tick these boxes? And I think I've given it some thought, and I think I've come up with 4 criteria. So there'll be 4 coming up for you, and some of them are obvious, and some of them are probably less obvious to you. So the first thing that I think you need to do with a tipster is can they demonstrate a thorough understanding of the subject, like horse racing? Now, it sounds like a really obvious thing, but there are so many people who are set up as being, tipsters, and I can make you £5,000 a month from a £10 stake, and look at me, and here I am, and here's my tip for the day, and all the rest of it. And actually, they know fuck all about anything, and they're just using their own personal thoughts about it, like any other punter would. I fancy him. He's got Frankie Dettori on it, whatever it happens to be. And it's not really a thorough understanding of horse racing they're going through. It's just their own personal opinions about what's going to win. And at that point, you have to ask yourself, well, where can they demonstrate this understanding of horse racing? And quite often it's about experience. Okay, so have they got experience? Have they been around for a while? Ask yourself that. Have they been around for a while? Have they, or are they just set up yesterday and trying to get in on the act? Second thing is look for an understanding of the topic through other means. Now, I would say I demonstrate my understanding of horse racing through my YouTube channel, which you'll see here. It tells you how to trade Betfair, but also shows you quite an understanding that I know horse racing and I know horses and courses. I do that on the website as well, through giving you information that perhaps, and that's why it's called Inside Tracks, actually, because through the years I get to understand certain things that maybe newbies or those who come to the game might not understand. Very, very simply, being drawn in the inside stalls at Chester in a sprint is a big advantage, because Chester is a very, very small course. It's only 1 mile round. It's like an athletics track. And if you see an athletics track and you see a sprint being done, so say the 200 meters is there, they do not start the inside people at the same level as the outside people, do they? No, of course they don't, because they know there's a bias, because the people on the inside are going to run shorter. They're going to run less meters. So, and that's what happens at Chester. And it happens at Chester, particularly when the ground is good or firm. So you have to get the understanding of the subject in order to be able to inform and be able to say, well, no, that's a bit of a stupid tip. It looks obvious, but it's not so obvious, because they're now in stall 12 of 12 at Chester. They're not very quickly out the stalls, and therefore they've got much less chance, even though their form might say they should win, of actually winning or even getting close. So a demonstration of a thorough understanding of the subject. Now, I know that there are quite a few tipsters who were jockeys, who were involved in the game. They don't tend to run services. They tend to be what you call pundits, people on the telly who say, I think this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And we'll come to the fact that, what that means a little bit later. So let's have a look at the second criteria. And the second criteria, and again, very, very obvious, but he or she should make me money. Why on earth would you follow a tipster that doesn't make you money? Honestly speaking, I wonder sometimes, but let's just look at why this is not such a strange thing to actually point out to you. There's not such a stupid thing to ask you, or for you to ask, does the tipster make me money? And we can just look at something very, very simple. Racing Post has a tipsters table. These are people from Morning Star. Wow, what would you know? A communist is at the top of a capitalist system. But the Morning Star is at the moment leading the tipsters table on the Racing Post. And you'd say, well, great, Morning Star, fantastic. They're giving me £35 profit. Fantastic. And so on and so forth. But if you look quite quickly, how does the table go? 33, 23, 17, 12, 9, 3, 1, tuppence. And then by the time you get down to the 17th tipster, they're actually not making money at all. So there's 56 tipsters on this table, and I'll take you down the rest. So from this one on, Sheffield Star, right down through, some of the more seriously known tipsters like Templegate and Newsboy, you look down, and by the time we get down to the Scottish Sun, he's losing you £50 for your £1 stake. Who on earth, really, honestly, I ask, who on earth is going to their Scottish Sun and opening the paper and going, whoopee-doo, this chap Tudor City, this chap in the Sunday Scottish Sun is actually telling me something that I want to know. I mean, he's backing something at 14-1. Great stuff. It's a high price chap, but is he going to win? And his track record at the moment says no, he's going to lose you lots of money. So you've got 16 of these 56, which is only about 28%, that actually can demonstrate clearly that they make a profit. And then there are a whole load here that, because they are backing on sports books and not on the exchange, so i.e. they back through bookmakers rather than through Betfair, they are making a loss of £13.78, which is the amount approximately that goes to the bookmaker. So ultimately, you're paying a tipster, the Mirror Online, you're basically paying the bookmaker's profits. Again, why would you do that? And then finally, so that you got 28% that are making you a profit, Another small number that are covering the bookmaker's profit, and the rest, about what is it, 46% or so, 44 to 44%, are actually making you a loss enough to say that you're paying to follow them. So when I make the point, is the tipster you're following able to show you that they make you money? Don't think it's a clear yes that any tipster makes money, because it's not. Nearly 50%, well, only 28% make you money if you follow bookmakers. Another few percent, maybe another 30%, can cover the bookmaker's profit, and about 40%, so nearly half, will lose you money. So it's not such a stupid thing to ask, does your tipster make money, and can they show it? So what's the next thing that a good tipster should be able to show you? Well, we've just been through it. He or she should have records of their performance readily available, and they should keep them every month. If you are going to give your hard-earned money to a tipster because he says he can shift the world for you and make you an absolute fortune, then he should be able to readily go, here are my results. And I think I need to show you what I do. So inside Tracks, we basically publish our results, and any service paid for or not must be judged on its results. It has to be. That has to be the bottom line. The bottom line has to be, if I'm giving my money to you and you're telling me you can make me a profit, do so. So you will find below the detailed results from the newsletter, and we do 2 newsletters actually. We do a hints and tips section, which is showing you different horses which we believe are the best opportunities for the day to actually trade. So we make money through trading in this particular aspect here, and in fact, all of our selections are based around trading rather than straightforward wins or losses. And you can see that the points profit between April 22 and June 23, you can go in and get the actual more detailed results every month and on an Excel spreadsheet. And you can see, yes, we don't make fortunes. Some months we have really good months, and some months we have really not very good months. But actually, overall, proud to say that we very, very rarely make a loss. And that means that this service that we run actually gives you up in that level of the 28% of top tipsters. I wouldn't want to go and say how high I am on the tipster list, but it says we are at least making you a profit and not a loss. And most of the time, we're definitely covering your subscription. So, for instance, if you're £5 stakes, you just need 2 points to cover your subscription, which means that every single month here, you have covered your subscription just on the hints and tips. Now, on the back to lay section, which is a section which looks at taking specifically back to lays and is based on a statistical basis, the horses that are selected based on whether they have beaten their BSP by 50% of BSP more than 80% of the time. So it's a very much more statistical version. Again, has made profit. And yeah, we had a very strange time here when it all went a bit pear-shaped because the ground changed and everything sort of went quite wild there. But again, we broke even as the worst. So we can show you that in quite detailed fashion, and I give every single selection I have and show you the result, and you can go back into the newsletters and you can see I do it day by day and then I do it month by month. So my members can come back to me and say, hey, in your monthly report, you said on the 16th of April that this happened. And actually, I got the 16th of April newsletter or the 17th of April newsletter when you published the results of the 16th. And you're talking bollocks. And by the way, I got the 16th of April newsletter and I know what was in it. So you can see what I said. You can see what I said the next day, and you can see what I said in the monthly report. And here again, you can see that the return on investment. Now, this is don't get too into this, but that's double or bust. I know quite a few people like to do back delays on double or bust. I would very much advise against it, very much so, and strongly, in fact, because it's something I thought was going to work, and over the months, I've proven that it doesn't. 50% return on investment is the one that I would definitely recommend because it says that you need a certain percentage of success to give you 50%. If you go less than 50%, you need a higher percentage of success, and the higher percentage of success is difficult to get. So you have a balance, and the 50% return on investment seems to be exactly right. And then we found a new method of doing that 50% return on investment, which gives an even a better overall return on investment. So we're looking for return on investment on any individual bet, and then this is, sometimes they don't win, but we wind up with 18% on one and 24% on the other. So we can show this, and you can go again into a detailed spreadsheet giving you every single selection and every single outcome. So if someone else that you want to follow that is telling you they're going to make you a fortune can't show you their results month on month on month, then don't bother with them because they won't be able to, they won't be delivering you a profit. They can say what they like, but they need to show it. So the final criteria that I've put in, which I think is really quite important, and I think is missed by a lot of people looking at this, is that he or she should have a high strike rate. Now, there are a lot of tipsters out there who will go, wait, look at me. I tipped a 33 to 1 shot. And you go, fantastic. Wow. You just think, though, I put a tenner on that. I could have £330 back. Whoa, wow, wow, wow. But what you don't get is that he's had 34 failures before that. And in fact, you're £10 down. So, and it's all very well having a 33 to 1 shot, but if you're following that tipster, unless you follow every single bet and take the 32 or 4 or 6 or whatever number of failures he has before he gets that 33 to 1 shot, if you then get all those 34 that missed and miss out on his 33 to 1 shot, you're really in the shit. So and a lot of the free tipsters. So we saw the Racing Post Naps table, and you saw that nearly half don't make any money. And the reason they don't make any money because, well, they don't really care. It's free service, And why do they have to justify themselves? Why are they telling you? Why are they giving you records of their performance? Go and ask Templegate what his record of performance is. Get him to show you an Excel spreadsheet with every single nap he's given and how it performed. He won't do it. He doesn't have to because he's free. So you open his paper and you look at his nap, and it's free, and he's paid for it. He actually makes some money out of giving you a free tip because so what if it loses? So what? Doesn't care. What he cares about is that he tips enough big priced, high profile tips so that he can say, well, hey, I had the winner of the Derby at 8 to 1, whatever. He wants big priced, high profile. That's all he cares about. So he can publish it in his paper, and the next thing you know, Templegate yesterday got 33 to 1 double, blah 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 blah. Yeah, he doesn't tell you, he doesn't make you any money, does it? He tells you only his success stories. And the reason why? Because all they're interested is your eyeballs. Your eyeballs on their paper, your eyeballs on their websites. And when you go onto websites, by the way, and you sign up with the bookmakers on their offers, that's when they make their money, because they make their money out of your traffic, your eyeballs in the advertising. Then they make money when you sign up with the online bookmakers with their new offers, because they make 30% of anything you lose as an affiliate fee. So they make money not from their performance, not from you paying them and demanding what they do, from them just getting you to go through their website and getting you to sign up to the affiliate deals that they have with the bookmakers. So they aren't bothered about high strike rate. They don't care. Who else doesn't care? Well, those who don't want to show you their records, as I've just said. What you want, and the reason why, okay, let's just be really clear about why guys like to have high big priced winners. Big price winners are the headlines. I got a 33 to 1 shot and a 20 to 1 shot and a 14 to 1 shot. They're all headlines for you. The fact that they come very rarely, the fact that you might have missed it, means that you're never going to make a profit with them. Whereas if you have a high strike rate, and right, let's say the high strike rate is 50%, which is what I'm delivering on my naps, then you can say, well, okay, he's had a bad time. He's had 3 in a row that haven't hit, but the 4th one is pretty much bound to hit. And I've had a 9 run of hitting, so 9 in a row hit. My biggest losing rate is 5. So basically, yeah, if I missed 5 times, that's dreadful. But with others, you can miss 30 times, and then they produce you a 33 to 1 shot winner, which maybe you miss. So get a high strike rate, demand a high strike rate, and you can work out what the strike rate should be by the average odds that the winners come in at. So I have average odds of somewhere around about 3 on Betfair for my naps, which is about 2 to 1. You say, oh, easy. Anyone can nap a 2 to 1 shot favorite, so it's really easy. It is not when you have to do it 50% of the time. When every other one has to be a winner, then it's not easy. Okay, let me be really clear with you. It isn't easy. And then if you have somebody with a, say, 25% strike rate, they should be hitting 4 to 1 shots or bigger. So the lower the strike rate, the higher the odds have to be of the winners that they give you. And believe me, those people who are touting you with saying, I got a 21 shot and an 8 to 1 shot and a 20, whatever it happens to be, I don't deliver a very high strike rate. But you, as a punter, as somebody who wants to make money, who doesn't want to miss that 33 to 1 shot, who wants a winner a day, or certainly a winner every other day, needs to have a high strike rate and needs to be shown that high strike rate is delivering them a profit. Okay, so there you go. I'm a fairly passionate tipster. I think there are a lot of people out there who do it really, really badly. I think there are quite a few shysters out there who just get in on the act and tell you they'll make you 10,000 a month or 5,000 a month. It's not going to happen. I will deliver you maybe 40 points, maybe 6 points, but somewhere in that region. And if it's £5 a time, then you're getting 30 quid maybe for the month. Okay, that's not very good, £30. But if somebody walked up to you in the street and said, here's 30 quid, you'd take it. And for 40 odd points in the month would be somewhere around about 200 quid. 200 quid, 2,500 a month, a year. That's not money that you would want to turn down. I can't do every month. So you see what the yearly one is. I think 365 for hints and tips. £5 time, 1,500 quid. You should have made if you followed me last year on hints and tips alone. So it's not big money. It's not big money. It's not going to change your life. It might give you a nicer holiday. It might mean you can go out for dinner once a week more than you could, whatever. But that's the kind of thing you should be looking for. People who offer you £5 a month, 10 grand a month, they don't know what they're talking about. If they could do that, and everybody bloody doing it, and everybody else isn't doing it, so it's a nonsense. And if you ever see anybody saying I can make you £5,000 a month, just forget it. It's not going to happen. Okay. Like this video if you do. Give me your comments. You may have some fairly strong views on what I've just said, and actually, please do question what I've just said. I'm always learning. I never stop. And subscribe if you want to see the next one. And good luck to you. Hope you win well.